Hey guys, so today I am going to be taking you through my Animal Crossing daily routine. Now I've already done a similar video to this for Animal Crossing New Leaf, so this is very similar to my Animal Crossing New Leaf routine. However, it's a little bit different because New Horizons is different from that game. So I thought I would do an updated one for you guys and let you know how I managed to spend all my time on my island every single day. So first things first is that I changed my clothes. There are so many clothes in New Horizons that I literally change my outfit every single day. I literally don't think I've worn anything twice. Okay, in the beginning, before I had Able Sisters, I was wearing the same clothes all the time, but since I unlocked Able Sisters, I swear I change my clothes every single day. So that's the first thing that we do. Then the next thing that I do is I go through all my letters and I collect all my presents from my villagers, because I do send letters to my villagers every single day. I know that that takes a long time and I know that it can be annoying sometimes, but I really want my friendship levels with my villagers to be good. And so I write them letters every single day. It is a bit disheartening when one of your villagers doesn't give you a present back. I haven't sort of figured out why some villagers will give you a present and some won't. But I do get presents from about half the villagers every time I send letters, so that's kind of nice. Then the next thing that I do is I go around and I collect all my shells. I don't know what it is, but ever since I played Animal Crossing for the first time on the DS, like Wild World, I always collect the shells along my beach. And sometimes in this game you get Nook Miles for that, so I just always go around and I collect the shells on my beach as the first thing that I do. Then once I go to Nooks, I sell all of the shells, and then I also pick up some wrapping paper. So basically, when I get all these letters from my villagers, I don't actually sell them if I don't want them. I basically regift them to the rest of the villagers. Because I have this system, because I want to get all of the pictures of all my residents. I want to be like good friends with all the islanders. So what I do is I take the presents that they gifted me in letters and then I wrap them in the wrapping paper and then I redistribute them to the island again. So that way nothing gets wasted and everything gets reused. I just take presents and I'm like, oh, this will do better for someone else, and then I'll just gift it to them. And I wrap them in wrapping paper because supposedly if you wrap the presents in wrapping paper before you give them to the villager, they're more likely to appreciate it. So yeah, I regift everything that I get from villagers, and then again, after I give the villager a present and they give me one back, if it's something I don't want, again, I just use it to send to the villager when I write letters to them. It's a very smart system, but it's also very exhausting because I always have so much crap in my inventory during the start of the day where I just have all these presents I want to give to villagers. But it does pay off. I think I have gotten pictures from 3 of my villagers so far, so there's only 7 to go. I do just keep up this system of gifting them every single day. And I think it works. I do try to match the presents to their style and things like that, though sometimes it's difficult to find things that match everyone's style and everyone's favorite color. But I do my best, and you know, you can always kind of tell if they don't appreciate it as much as other gifts, but I think I'm doing pretty well so far. Anyway, aside from gifting the villagers, what I like to do as well during the day is go through and get all my fossils and everything. So like I said in my last video where I talked about tips for newbies on Animal Crossing New Horizons, you'll always get 4 fossils on your island, and mine just happened to be all together this day. Like, I got really lucky. All of the fossils were like literally within 2 steps of each other. Normally that doesn't happen. Normally like a couple of them will be close together and then you're like walking around your entire island driving yourself nuts because you can't find the last fossil. But I got lucky this day. And then along with that, I also go around and hit all the rocks on my island. I like to collect all the resources from them. And I also like to find my money rock. Now, I typically, because of where I am in the game, I'm not always crafting things, so I don't always need all the resources that I get from rocks, but it's just kind of habit for me now just to hit all of them, so I do end up with like too much of like rock resources, so I'm always like selling the excess, which is probably not good. I feel like lots of people would benefit if they had like all the stone and all the iron ore that I accumulate over the days and weeks and months. But like I have some on reserve in my storage, so otherwise I just sell the excess that I have. But if you guys ever want me to like drop a load of rock resources on you, then I can do it because I always have a lot of that. But yeah, so I just go around, I hit all my rocks, I get my money rock, I also hit my glowing spot, but I don't really use my glowing spot anymore. I don't really make money trees. The reason being is because sometimes the glowing spot is in a really inconvenient place where I can't really grow a tree, and also I kind of have a lot of money already in the game from the turnip market, so like I don't really use the money tree anymore. But I know that some people like to have like a whole forest of money trees, so fair enough if that's what you do, but I don't really use my glowing spot. And then also, along with all the gifting and all the talking to the villagers, I also have to check if someone is crafting, which is normally fine the first time that I play in the game. So basically the way I play Animal Crossing is the first time I boot up my game, I will do all the chores first. So all the things I'm doing in this video are things that I would do first thing when I boot up my game, and then normally I would like save, and then I would take a break, and then I would come back later in the day. So you know, when I first play the game and I first boot up, obviously I'm going to find all the villagers to gift them things, which makes it a lot easier to find out who's crafting because I have to go into everyone's house anyway. Then when I play later in the day, when I'm just doing like general things like decorating or things like that, I always have to remind myself, okay, you have to go into your villager houses and you have to check who's crafting. It's kind of annoying sometimes to like go into houses and they're not crafting, because I feel like I have to talk to them even if I don't need them for anything. And sometimes you're walking into the same villager's house like 2 or 3 times a day, and then they get annoyed at you. And so yeah, I don't really know if you talk to them too much and they start to get annoyed with you. I don't know if that affects your friendship level, but I do try to talk to them like a good amount of time. Like enough that they know that I'm friends and I like want to hang out with them, but not too much that they're going to be annoyed, because I don't know if that affects the friendship level. But yeah, I did find this guide on Twitter that will give you advice on what to do if you want to make friends with your villagers. So I will link that in the description below. I don't know if it's important to anyone else to get all the villager pictures and stuff, but it is to me. So that is one of the focuses that I have on my everyday work and stuff like that. So once I'm finished going around the island, checking that there's no more dig spots, there's no more anything else that I need to pick up. Like this day I did have a lost item, which I was able to return to one of my villagers. But once I've done that, I go to the museum and I get my fossils checked out. So I recently completed my fossil collection from Blathers. So now when I check out fossils, it's kind of just to check for fossils that my friends don't have. Literally, like a couple of my friends now are only missing 1 fossil, so I always look out for those for them. And then after that, if they're not the ones they're looking for, then I just sell my fossils. Because that's what you do, because I feel like the first exhibit everyone completes on their island is the fossil one, because you get 4 fossils every day. So like the possibility of you like filling up your museum happens pretty quickly by process of elimination. So then every day you just have these fossils that appear on your island, and I can't not dig them up because I'm one of those people that doesn't like to have like random dig spots on their island. It's the same with weeds. I know that the weeds are like prettier in this game, but like I can't stand them, so I have to pick them up and I have to like dig my dig spots. So yeah, because you know you've already completed your fossil exhibit, there's nothing else to do with these fossils except for sell them. So once I get them checked out, I sell them. Then the very last thing that I do on my island is go around and pick up stray flowers that have grown. So basically these are flowers that have grown in places where I don't want them, and this usually always happens after it rains on my island, because I only water flowers that I want to breed on the island. Everything else gets ignored except for when it rains, because when it rains everything gets watered, everything starts growing out of place. I do try to maintain the flower areas that I have to stop them from growing out. I just put transparent flooring around them. So like places where I don't want flowers to grow again is normally like around resident services, like around villager houses and stuff like that. Like I don't want flowers to grow there and get out of control, and it's such a pain to like dig them up every time. So what I normally do is that I fence the flowers in with transparent flooring, and then that way you're digging up less flowers when it rains. So yeah, that's one of the things that I like to do. I also go around and obviously I water the flowers that I'm breeding, and then I replace flowers if there's like a place, like for example, I'm still trying to fill up the forest area with certain flowers, so if there's flowers there that I can add, then I add them. And so the last thing that I do on my island is go around and shake trees, because I mentioned again in the last video that I posted that every single day on your island there will be 2 furniture items that you can get from the trees. So I always go around and I shake my trees, making sure that I have my net with me when I shake the trees, because you never know when a wasp is going to come out and get you. Actually, this day I was unlucky because the wasp nest fell in a really awkward place, so I did actually end up getting stung by wasps. Luckily, the first villager that I talked to, Lucha, he was gracious enough to give me some medicine. Sometimes the villagers won't give you medicine when you talk to them with a bee sting, so I have to go around a couple villagers before someone's just like, here, have some medicine. But this day I was lucky, and Lucha was just like, have your medicine. So yeah, once I'm done shaking my trees, the next step for me would normally be to get rid of all the other crap that I have in my inventory, like all the stuff my villagers gave me, and write them letters and give them the items right back, because I certainly don't want them, but I still like to gift my villagers things to raise that friendship level. I don't actually have any clips of me writing the letters on this video, just because I prefer to write the letters in handheld mode on my Switch. So when I record, I play on the TV, but I always write the letters in handheld mode because it makes it a lot easier, because you can use the touchscreen to write the letters. Now, I know that when people send letters to their villagers, they normally don't really write anything in the letters. Not me. For me, every time I write a villager letter, I always write a novel. I write a full-ass letter to every single villager every single day, and I know that's kind of insane, but that's just what I do. I feel like they're my friends. I feel like I have to write them proper letters. And so yeah. That's how I normally wrap up all the daily tasks that I do in Animal Crossing. Like I said, anything else that I do in the day is just extra, whether that's to just hang out with friends, whether that is arranging trades, whether that is decorating my island, or just like spending time walking around and just enjoying island life, because there's nothing else going on in my real life right now. So yeah, like I just spend a lot of time in Animal Crossing, just generally just enjoying my life, doing random things. But yeah, so these are the core things that I do every single day. And so yeah, that brings us to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. And let me know in the comments below what is something that you have to do every single day on your Animal Crossing island without fail, because these are the things that I do every single day. If I don't do one of them, it feels kind of weird. I feel like I'm missing something. But yeah, let me know. And yeah, like I said, I hope you guys enjoyed. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.